Welcome to the Coach's Corner. I'm Coach Matt Dennis, and we're going to take a look at some ways we can get better as coaches, some team building activities or ideas, as well as some X's and O's that you can go ahead and put in your practice today. So let's go ahead and get started here. The first thing that I want to talk about are the 4 areas that we need to make sure that we're emphasizing with our team all the time. Whether you're a pressing coach, you're a half-court set coach, you're somebody who likes to change defenses, it doesn't matter. There are 4 key areas that our team needs to hear about and be familiar with all the time. The first area is our pressure defense. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a 2-3 coach, man-to-man coach, a pack line coach, if you're forcing baseline, 1-3-1, doesn't matter what defense. If you don't put pressure on the ball and you allow the teams to dictate what they want to do offensively, you're going to be in trouble. You need your players to believe in what you say. You need to reinforce what you're saying, and they need to go out there and do it hard. Make sure that they're dictating the tempo of the game and what the offense can and can't get away with. So that's area number 1. Area number 2 is rebounding. We've got to especially rebound hard on the defensive end. Don't allow second chance shots. Those second chance shots turn into too many easy points around the basket. So we've got to make sure rebounding is a habit. It's something that we know how to pursue the ball. We know how to anticipate a shot. And we need to make sure that we're there to clean it up. So the offense only has one look at it, and then we get the ball going in the other direction. The third thing is we need to take care of the ball. We need to be able to go down, know that we're going to get a shot, know that we're good enough. We're not going to turn the ball over. It's not dribbling off our foot. It's not going to be a bad pass out of bounds, that we're going to have a chance every single time on the offensive end. The other thing that goes along with this is shot selection, and that's our 4th area. A poor shot can be a turnover. It doesn't show up that way in the stats, but a shot that hits a backboard that's airballed or one that nobody expects to be taken really is a turnover. Your rebounders don't know when to rebound. Your players don't know when to adjust and anticipate what's going on. So if a player's off balance, leaning to the right or the left or back, or they're throwing it up in a double team, it really is a turnover and it hurts your team. But our shot selection in general has to be good. In my program, we use what we call the 3 R's. The shooter has to be in range, they have to be in their rhythm, and they have to have rebounders. So if they have those 3 R's, they can go ahead and take it. Typically, players who are out of their range aren't going to be in rhythm, but at times you may be in your range and then you may shoot it too quickly because you have too much pressure on you. That means you're not in your rhythm and it's not a good shot. And then finally, is there anybody to clean it up? Anybody, if you miss, that we could get an easy basket for? So we need to make sure we have range, rhythm, and rebounders. These 4 areas are 4 areas every coach needs to be emphasizing and talking about with their program to have a chance to compete day in and day out when they get up against some stiff competition. Now, let's take a look at how we can build our team. And this just takes a few minutes before practice begins. It might have a team building activity time that you do once a week, or maybe you do something every single day. But it's called the negative positive, all right? And what we want to do is we want to partner our players up, and we want one of them to say something that negatively happened at any time. It could be today, it could be a week ago, a year ago, but something that was negative, and the way they handled it wasn't the best way to handle it. They're going to have 2 minutes to do this. The person who's listening to them is then going to repeat what they heard, but they're also going to say how a positive came out of it. So the positive could be something that they learned. It could be someone they met. They're going to twist it somehow to find that all negatives can have positives. It just depends on how we're looking at them. This is a great activity to help your kids learn how to listen well. It's a great activity to learn how to give feedback and take feedback. And you can translate it into basketball, because when you make one poor decision on one end of the floor, we got to go down and make sure we don't make a poor decision on the other end. We need to make it a positive. What's the next best action we can perform? If we're constantly hollering at our players about their mistakes, are they worried about their mistakes, or are they forgetting them so that they can go down and they can perform whatever they need so we can be successful that next trip? So takes maybe 4, 5, 6 minutes to do that activity, but an easy activity, really worth the time to build your team off the court so you'll be better on the court. Now, the drill I want to show you today is a defensive drill, and it's called Man Up. It puts the offense in a bind because we're going to really limit what they're going to do, but it teaches our defense to be super aggressive, and that's what we want to make sure we're doing. So the offense can't dribble, so there's no dribbles, there's no shots, and they're just going to play for about a minute here. And then the last thing is they're not going to screen for each other. They're just going to be cutting like crazy. They're going to be out there trying to get the ball. They're going to have to communicate with each other. The defense is going to get all over them. So if we happen to be on number one here, guarding him, this X, we're going to be all over this. We're going to be hollering ball. These guys are going to be in the defensive position. When that ball is passed, these guys are going to be rotating everywhere they need to rotate, and it's just going to start to create so much pressure and get out on them. We need to make sure if there's a tip or if there's a steal, the ball gets back to the offense right away. Have an assistant coach ready with the ball on the sideline to throw it in, because we want 60 seconds of really hard-nosed defense. Now, offense, they can cut. If you want to make it a little bit tougher, they can score on layups if they want. Once your team really gets it, maybe say they have 2 dribbles. You can add a little bit to it, but make it and emphasize pressure defense is where we want to be. That comes with communication, it comes with effort, and it comes with knowing where we need to be. So, coach, hopefully these ideas can help you out. You can use them in your practice right away to make your team better. Thanks, and I can't wait to see you at the next Coach's Corner.